Now, so to cure this liver, we have to take lots of carbohydrates. And best is white sugar if it is vibrated. Now, doctors always say that don't take sugar. You cannot have a general treatment like that for everyone because everybody is different and different problems. Those people who have liver trouble must take sugar, which is vibrated. When this sugar goes into the bloodstream, then it puts the OH ion of the water of the blood into proper shape. The OH ion, you see, in the hydrogen and oxygen is like this, you see. The oxygen is in the center, say, these hydrogens, two hydrogens on the sides like this, you see. But when it is imbalanced, then what happens? This goes up and this comes down, and it cannot receive the heat. But when you get that, then this goes down and these two come up when you take the vibrated thing. So you can receive the heat. So that when you take this vibrated sugar, your liver is cured. Normally, liver patients are always skinny and they are very irritable. They could be very hot-tempered and they could be very dry in temperament. They may not even have any emotional feelings left in them. I had a dentist who came to me, a dentist, and who had become absolutely without any feelings. He said, I have no feelings now for anything. He said he has no feelings for his children, nor for his wife, neither for his mother. So I said, what do you do every day? What exercise? He says, I do jogging for 5 miles. I said, why do you do it? He says, to keep good health. But your physical health is not everything. Your physical health is not everything. You are not only your body, you are not only your emotions, you are not only your intelligence, but you are the spirit. And if you just look after your body, then you might become a wrestler or something. But even if you are a wrestler, you will come to me and say, Mother, I have no peace of mind. Such people can get heart attacks. Even those people who plan too much and think too much can get heart attacks. They are all vulnerable or prone to heart attacks. They can easily get heart attacks, such people. Because if you pay so much attention to your body, your spirit in your heart doesn't like it. And it gives you warnings. And even then, if you don't listen, then it just disappears and a person dies. So this is the problem of the right-sided people. Now the left-sided people are the people who are very emotional. They weep and cry too much. And they can be very boring. If one is dry, another is boring. One thinks of the past and one thinks of the future. But you have to be in the center. Now, people who are left-sided can drag down very much into hysteria and things like that. Or they can even get into possessions by the dead spirits. Even the right-sided people, if they are extremists, they can get possessed by very ambitious people who are dead. The example is of Hitler. He was a possessed man of very ambitious spirits, and he was heartless. He had no feelings, and he had such a capacity to give these spirits to others, to get others possessed also. And he possessed many people like that. So anybody who thinks that ego is a good thing, then they should know that they can end up as Hitlers. Now the left-sided people can get leukemia also. They can get trouble of the uterus, palpitations and frightening and fear. They can live in constant fear. Ultimately they become lunatics. They are not normal people. But a person who is left-sided gets the trouble to himself. But the right-sided trouble others. They are never aware that they are troublesome people. While the left-sided always feels sorry and guilty. So to overcome all this, we have to be in the center. That means we should not go to extremes. You see, the Western life is more ego-oriented because they say, what's wrong? When a 80-year-old man will carry on with a girl who is 18 years, and he'll say, what's wrong? And a 80-year woman will carry on with an 18-year-old boy, and she'll say, what's wrong? Ego makes you stupid. That's the first thing that happens to egoistical people. They become stupid and they say, what's wrong? They jump into all problems saying, what's wrong? Because they lack wisdom. And they get success, they think that is success, like Hitler thought. And they try to aggress and put forward their point of view. The left-sided people may not aggress, but they can be sly. For example, the breast cancer is caused to women who are left-sided and are insecure in life. For example, if a woman thinks that her husband is a flirt and she has a sense of insecurity, then she develops breast cancer. If the husband is right-sided and woman is left-sided, then there's more danger. Because the husband won't have any feeling and the wife will have too much feeling. And they'll be going more to the extremes. But when you give vibrations, all realized souls, to the center heart, there you see that heart center, then with the vibrations, the security is established. That is how breast cancer can be cured. Any kind of cancer can be cured with surgery. And it may take hardly any time with some people. Our President of India, he came from America, where he was operated on for cancer of lungs, and he was just dying in London in the aeroplane. And actually they had made all arrangements for his funeral in India. I went with my husband to see him because my husband knew him very well. And the High Commissioner of London told the President that this lady is not only Mrs. Srivastava, but she is the Mataji Nirmala Devi. And his wife had heard my name, that I have cured many people. So she said, why don't you save my husband? And he's a nice man, good man. I just put my hand on his back for 10 minutes. He had not slept all these days with all the injections and everything. But he felt absolutely relaxed and wanted to sleep. And then he got up absolutely fresh. And in Delhi, when they reached, he just walked down and everybody was surprised. And then when I was in Delhi, he invited me specially and showed me that even the operation mark had disappeared. And he wants us to have an ashram in Delhi also, so that many people can meet me. But we are not interested in curing people. Because if the cured people are going to do some work for Sahajog, then it is of some use. I mean, you will not have any lamps repaired which cannot give light to others. Now, those who do not want to help others, who just want to use Sahajoga for their own purpose, are of no value to me. It is a very selfish attitude. And Sahajoga is not meant for people who are selfish. Those who think for others, those who want to do good to others and give them enlightenment are I'm proud of such children. If a Sahajogi is very selfish, only looking after oneself, then after some time you lose vibrations. So one has to know that if you are cured, you must learn how to cure others and you must know how to give enlightenment to others. It's a collective happening. Sahajoga is a collective happening. It is not for an individual. Where more people come and sit together, there I reside, there I am. But it is not a group formation like the one we know of these mass rallies and these mass programs. It's not like that. Because mass is nothing but a mimicry going on, doing all abnormal things. If one starts jumping, other starts jumping. If one starts saying mantras, other starts saying mantras. But they are not aware. But this I am talking about the collectivity, which means you are aware. That means you know what you are doing. Now again about the mantras, I must tell you that it's a big science. And one should know how to take mantra, what time, where. You cannot give a general mantra to everyone, like a general medicine. The mantra is according to the way Kundalini is moving. Say the Kundalini has stopped here, then you have to take the name of Christ, or you have to say the mantra of Lord's Prayer. Now if it stops in the stomach, you have to take the name of Vishnu. If it stops around the void, then you have to take the name of these primordial masters like Muhammad or like other people like Moses, Abraham. If it stops here, you have to take the name of Sri Krishna, or you have to say Allahu Akbar with these fingers in your ears. And that's how you can cure your throat troubles. These are all mantras. But not like everybody stupidly saying Allahu Akbar, or everybody saying some mantra which has no relation to that person. And before realization, you have no authority to take any mantras. Like if I have to meet, supposing, the Prime Minister, then I have to go through proper channel. There's a protocol. I cannot just go and shout his name somewhere. They will arrest me. Now God is the Prime Minister of all the Prime Ministers. He is the highest of all. So taking his name is not such a simple thing that anybody can take his name, just call him as if he's your servant. And the way we pray sometimes, you see, look after my father, look after my mother, look after my children, look after everyone. That's not the way to address God. First you have to get your realization and enter into the kingdom of God, then He looks after you. Then He looks after you fully, in every way. Krishna has said, Yoga Kshema Vahamyaham, meaning after you get your yoga, I look after your well-being. You must get yoga first. He said yoga first and then kshema. So even materially you are helped. But you don't become overrich. That is going to extremes. But you get a satisfaction that a king has. You get that status within yourself. So with Sahaja Yoga, you can cure many diseases, and for the time being you can use my photograph because it has got vibrations. Now people say that why mother's photograph is to be used. Because this is the first time somebody has taken a photograph. Because you see, Sri Krishna's photograph is not available, Sri Rama is not available, Jesus' photograph not available, Muhammad's photograph is not available. Now only you can take photograph. So photography has also come at the right time, so that we can really have a collective emancipation. Many people have got realization through photograph. So why not do it? If you can get advantage of it, why not use it? Another question people have, that why it is mother who has to do it. But I say that you do it, I'll be very happy. If you could do these things yourself, I'll be the happiest person, because then I'll have some leave. But I don't know many things. I really don't know things that you people do normally. Like I can't write a check, I can't go to the bank, I can't take a photograph. I don't feel bad. Then I don't feel bad. So why should you feel bad if I know one job? So that's how one should look at it, and should get full advantage for oneself and give it to others.